I'm Brant, and I am continuing on my Aklot kit. I have actually moved on to starting the neck. I decided that I was going to go ahead and stain the neck as well. And again, I have used chocolate brown for that. However, here's what I'm going to do and what I ended up doing with the body. As you may remember from my first video, I used chocolate brown all over the body and a scarlet red on the front. I have since decided that that wasn't really working for me. So I'm going to show you some pictures. I sanded everything, almost everything off. And I'm in the process of putting Tru-Oil on now. What I ended up doing was I sanded everything off and then went with a Canyon color Rit dye for the back and sides. Sorry, the camera angle's not the greatest for showing you this. But I think that turned out pretty nice. And then I ended up doing a scarlet color. Sorry, scarlet was what I originally had on the front. And I ended up sanding all that off and then doing a cherry red, which was the shade lighter. And I think that is making this look pretty dang good. In some lights it looks a little pink. It's a little lighter than I would like, but I think the more Tru-Oil that I add to it, the more contrast that I'm seeing on the front. We'll see how it goes. So, as I've already said, I am doing the Tru-Oil process on the body at this moment. I am about to be 5 coats in of Tru-Oil on the back, sides, and front. I'm actually going to do the front now. I'm going to do a 5th coat. My plan is to do 15 coats. I saw a video where a guy did this and the finish looked fantastic afterwards. And this is what he said he did. He had dyed the front and then he put on 15 coats of Tru-Oil. Then he wet sanded everything. Then he put 15 more coats of Tru-Oil and he wet sanded that. And after that, I think he maybe polished and buffed it out. I'm not sure. I don't know if it was good to go after he wet sanded or if he had to do a little more. But that is my plan, what I'm going to do, I think. So like I said, I'm about to be 5 coats in on the front. I don't think that you'd want to see the entire process of me doing that because I have to let everything dry. And that takes a couple hours at least before I can put on another coat. So I've kind of been alternating between the front and the back so I can get everything done at once, and I'm keeping track of what I'm doing. That being said, I have sanded off the neck, and I am, and I've, run the denatured alcohol over it. Then I stained it with cocoa brown. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sand the neck. And again, I'm just using the darker brown, hoping to get that grain to pop a little bit on the neck. So when I sand it off, and then I'm going to go and use the Canyon brown, just like I did on the back here. I think that turned out pretty nice. I got to say, with a little bit of Tru-Oil, it's looking a lot better. So I can't wait to see what that looks like. Okay, so you can see I've sanded the brown color off. And now I am getting ready to dye it with the Canyon. The color's really coming out for you. I think it'll look better after a few coats of Tru-Oil. So my plan is with this, I don't want to do as much Tru-Oil. Maybe the headstock, I might go up, I don't know, 10, 15 coats on the headstock. Get that kind of glossy. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a decal or not. So that's something to consider. And the back of the headstock. But on the neck, I probably will only do a few coats of Tru-Oil, and then I'll put some Howard's Feed and Wax on there. I don't want to get it too glossy or too sticky. I want to leave it kind of slick. So just a couple of coats of Tru-Oil maybe. We'll see. Or let me know in the comments. I might be done by the time I post this video. We'll see. So I had this for the longest time, this little 3-ounce bottle. And then when I realized how many coats I was going to do on this guitar, this is just about empty. I went ahead and I got this, which is 32 ounces. By the way, this on Amazon, 10 bucks. This on Amazon, when I bought it, I think it was on sale, 30 bucks. If you're going to be doing a lot of this stuff, get that one. All right, let's see if I can finish this off.
From Aklot's far offshore, pretty box, but something torn, loose parts.
I've got 10 more coats and then wet sand the front, 11 more coats on the sides and back, wet sand that, and then I've got to do it all over again. 15 coats on everything, wet sand. And then I should be done. This might take a while. This again, I'm gonna get some Tru-Oil on there when that dries. And then I think that should be a good match. I got to tell you, I've really been enjoying this. I'm not going to make you watch the rest. I'll come back either when I'm done, or at least when I'm done with the neck. I might start some of the neck work as well. So either case, I'll see you in a bit. All right, so I'm still working on the body. I've got, where am I at now? I have 13 coats of Tru-Oil on the body, so 2 more, and then I can wet sand that. It's been taking a little bit longer because I've been having to do one side or the other at a time, either the back and the sides or the top. And so I've been letting everything dry for 2 hours in between. So it's a lot of drying, turning it over, doing the side, letting it dry, turning it over, doing the side, letting it dry, and so on. The neck's been going a little bit faster because I can, do both sides at the same time. I did do the canyon color on the headstock and the neck. Did a little bit on the heel. I kind of varied how much I did color-wise. I didn't do as many coats as I did on the body. And as far as the Tru-Oil goes, I have done, I think about maybe 5 coats, 5 or 6 on the neck itself, and 15 on the headstock back and front. The reason being is I want the neck to be a little bit more slippery. I don't want it to be so glossy necessarily. Whereas the headstock, I don't know, see how I look. I'm going to do 30 coats total on the body. At 15, I'm going to wet sand. So since I'm at 15 here, I'm going to go ahead and wet sand this. And I don't know if this will be my final time wet sanding it, and then I can buff and polish and be done with the neck of the guitar. The body's coming out really nice. So I'm excited about that. Now I've been checked with the crew, the people, the pit crew that are so helpful to me. And they said to start out wet sanding with 1500. And if I am going to continue with Tru-Oil, to stop at 1500. If I'm not going to continue with Tru-Oil, then I need to move up to a 2000 grit, a 3000 grit, and then a 5000 grit wet sanding. So I'm going to start with the 1500.
In the dark, dancing things like ancient marks. Tone Jaeger kneels beside the wood, breathes the promise, I will make you good. Lorien, 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 awaken.
Here's what I got. Some rough and not so pretty spots. Some rough and not so pretty spots on the back. I'm going to be putting Howard's feed and wax. Actually, I'm going to do that now, because I love doing this. Oh man. This part is the best. Oh man, that feels so nice. Thank you, Howard's Feed and Wax. You are the best. That feels so nice. Oh, the whole thing just feels just brilliant. And I still got to polish these frets and whatnot, but man, there are a couple spots here and there where maybe I didn't tape well enough. See kind of the white line there. We're on this side. I got some spots, but I think I'm generally quite pleased with that. All right, so I am ready to start the first wet sand. I have done 15 coats of Tru-Oil on the front, the back, and the sides. I've got most of the holes, aside from the screw holes, plugged. I don't know if that actually needs to be done. I just felt better doing it. And I'm plugging it with some paper towel, and I don't necessarily think that that's the best thing to do. But I wanted to be able to go over flat. I'm just trying to protect the bare wood, I guess. Let me start on the back. So I'm going to do one wet sand with 1500 grit sandpaper, wet sandpaper.
Red the front with rising flame, brown the back to hold it.
Well, if I haven't said it before, let me say this again. This is my first time doing this. I have no idea what I'm doing. I gave it a wet sand. Did I do it properly? I'm trying to check to see if I have any kind of rough spots, and there's some, it looks like. But I'm also conscious I don't want to wear through anything trying to get something out. So I am applying more Tru-Oil, which I will be doing shortly. And 15 more coats of that. So again, I'm not a professional. I am following guidance, directions from others that have done this before, whether it's I've talked to somebody or watched a video, whatever may be the case. And hopefully I haven't screwed anything up. But yeah, feel free to comment and let me know.
Sanded grain begins to sing. As strings are laid, the spirits ring.
Casey. Smoke eaters, strain pickers, Ted. I need some more. I need one from J-Man. And a few other people, I'm sure. Chris, you need a sticker. All right. I'm out. Peace, y'all.
Lorien, 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 awaken. From broken star to sacred tone, a voice rebuilt from dust and bone. Hear it now in shadowed air. Lorien rises.